Hello everyone, you are on the channel. It's funny to tears. Today I've got a classic joke for you that's guaranteed to make you chuckle. So a woman walks into a pet shop looking for a companion. She browses around looking at the puppies and kittens, but nothing really catches her eye. Then in the corner she spots a magnificent parrot. It's beautiful with vibrant green and red feathers. She walks over to the cage. The pet shop owner comes over and says, "That's a very special parrot. He can talk." The woman is intrigued. "Really? What can he say?" The owner leans in conspiratorially. "Well, I have to be honest with you. He used to live in a very rough bar, so his vocabulary is a bit colorful." The woman hesitates for a moment, but decides she can probably retrain him. "I'll take him," she says. So she buys the parrot and takes him home. She sets up his cage in the living room and waits for him to say something. The parrot just sits there, silent. A few hours go by, still nothing. The woman starts to think she's been ripped off. Finally, she gets a bit impatient. "Well, aren't you going to say something?" she asks the parrot. The parrot looks around the room, slowly taking it all in. He looks at the furniture, the paintings on the wall, and then he looks directly at the woman. He ruffles his feathers and squawks, "New management, same old customers." But the story doesn't end there. The woman was, of course, a bit shocked, but also amused. She decided she was up for the challenge. For the next few weeks, she tried everything to clean up the parrot's language. She played classical music for him, read poetry aloud, and only spoke to him in the most polite and gentle tones. If he ever let a bad word slip, she'd calmly say, "We don't use that language in this house." She was patient, consistent, and very, very proper. The parrot, for his part, seemed to be learning. He was quieter, more reserved. The squawking about the old bar stopped. The woman was feeling pretty proud of herself. One sunny afternoon, her two best friends, Mary and Jane, came over for tea. The woman was excited to show off her reformed parrot. She sat her friends down in the living room, served them tea and cakes, and said, "Girls, I want you to meet my new companion, Polly." She unveiled the cage. Mary and Jane were impressed. "Oh, he's beautiful," they cooed. The woman smiled proudly. "And he talks. I've been working so hard to teach him some manners." Right on cue, the parrot, who had been silent until now, looked at Mary and Jane. He puffed up his chest, tilted his head, and in a loud, clear voice squawked, "New girls are in town. Let's get the party started." The woman's face went bright red. Mary and Jane just burst out laughing, and tea almost came out of their noses. The woman just sighed and shook her head. It seemed you can take the parrot out of the bar, but you can't always take the bar out of the parrot. But wait, there's a little more to this tale. The woman, mortified but also seeing the humor in it, decided on a new course of action. She thought, okay, positive reinforcement isn't working fast enough. Let's try some negative reinforcement. The next time the parrot said something rude, she grabbed a small spray bottle filled with water and gave him a quick spritz. "No," she'd say firmly. The parrot did not like this one bit. He'd shake his feathers and glare at her. This went on for a week. Every time a colorful phrase came out, a spray of water followed. The parrot's salty commentary started to decrease dramatically. The woman was starting to feel hopeful again. Maybe this was the trick. Then came the big day. Her parish priest was coming over for a formal dinner. This was the ultimate test. The woman was a nervous wreck. She prepped the house, cooked a fancy meal, and just before the priest arrived, she went over to the parrot's cage. She looked him dead in the eye and said, "Listen to me. The priest is coming for dinner. I want you on your absolute best behavior. Not a single rude word, do you understand? If you say anything, and I mean anything, out of line, you're going to get a full-on shower with the hose. Got it?" The parrot just blinked at her, completely silent. The doorbell rang. It was the priest. The woman welcomed him in, her heart pounding. They sat down in the living room for a pre-dinner chat. The parrot was in his cage, being unnervingly quiet. The woman kept glancing at him, praying he'd keep it together. The priest, a kind and observant man, noticed the beautiful bird. "My, what a lovely parrot you have," he said with a warm smile. "Does he talk?" The woman froze. This was the moment of truth. She took a deep breath and said, "Yes, Father, he does." The priest leaned towards the cage. "Hello there, little fellow." The parrot, who had been as still as a statue, slowly turned his head. He looked at the woman. Then he looked at the priest. He took a long, dramatic pause. Everyone held their breath. Then the parrot squawked in a low, gravelly voice, "I don't know what he did, but I'll put $5 on the guy with the white collar." The woman nearly fainted. The priest, after a moment of stunned silence, let out a booming laugh that echoed through the house. He thought it was the funniest thing he'd ever heard. From that day on, the woman gave up trying to change the parrot. She just accepted him for the wisecracking, bar-loving bird he was. And funnily enough, everyone who visited, including the priest, seemed to love him for it. And that, my friends, is the tale of the talking parrot. It just goes to show that sometimes you just have to accept people, or parrots, for who they are, colorful vocabulary and all. It often makes life a lot more entertaining. I hope that gave you a good laugh today. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to It's Funny to Tears, and ring the bell so you never miss a new video. We've got plenty more jokes and funny stories coming your way. What's the funniest thing you've ever heard a pet say? Let me know down in the comments. I'd love to read them. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.